It's as if she knows that someone like her lieutenant governor is going to run, and that primary becomes 50-50, and she wants to stay the hell out of it. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and we have breaking news out of the state of Michigan, as it appears that Republican Congressman John James will be running for governor of Michigan. Yeah, that's right. After weeks of speculation about will he run for governor, will he not, who will Republicans run if he doesn't, well, it seems like he's actually going to run for the governorship, as people close to him are saying, yes, he's gonna run. He's open announced it. I mean, he's been teasing this for many weeks now, so it's a matter of time before he officially announces, but it does sound like, yes, he'll run for the governorship in 2026, which gives Republicans a huge boost in the gubernatorial election. Now, before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, but enough of the promotional stuff. We got to talk about the governorship and the Senate race in Michigan because Republicans are looking good in both of them. Now, let's start with the gubernatorial election because, well, we were talking about it, and John James is in a very good position to win. I really believe that as of now, if he does in fact run, which again, there's a chance that he doesn't, this could be BS, but the way that he's sounding, the way he's been talking and all that stuff, it sounds like he's gonna run for the governorship. If he runs, Democrats are in deep trouble in Michigan because even before the John James speculation started, Democrats had a bunch of problems heading into 2026 in the state of Michigan, which I know that sounds bizarre because in recent years, especially off-year elections, Democrats have done very well in the state. 2018, they won by 12 points. 2022, they won by 13 points or whatever. So it's one of the states where, yeah, when Trump's on the ballot, Republicans tend to do a little bit better, but when he's not on the ballot, they usually get crushed. And that's why some Democrats before 2024, 2025, they thought they were in a good situation in Michigan. Well, they're not. Because this is not just going to be a Republican versus Democrat race. No. There is a major third-party candidate running in 2026. And it's not good for Dems. It is the mayor of Detroit, who, yes, was a former Democrat not even a couple months ago, but a couple weeks ago, he announced his candidacy for the governorship in Michigan, not as a Democrat, but as an independent. So you have the mayor of Detroit, who, by the way, he's popular. It's not like a mayor that has a 1% approval like the guy in Chicago. No, Mike Duggan actually is fairly popular in Detroit. So you have the mayor of your stronghold in Michigan, Detroit. It has a lot of votes for the Democrats, and he is running as an independent, and he's already gotten endorsements from state representatives, from city councilors. Hell, he's gotten the endorsement from people at the Ford Motor Company. So already it's like, oh, wait a minute, the mayor of Detroit, who's a Democrat, who's popular, he's running? I mean, that alone's going to take some kind of support. Is it going to be 20%? I don't know. But at the bare minimum, with his name recognition, with him being fairly popular, and he's already getting actual endorsements, already, Democrats were seeing a big problem here. It's like, wait a minute. We have to deal with Mike Duggan as an independent, who's fairly popular, who more than likely is going to take some votes away from us? That's not good. But on top of that, the Democrat primary, it might turn into a complete disaster because you have the Michigan Secretary of State already announced, but it sounds like you might see the lieutenant governor. He may actually run as well. So you have the Secretary of State running against the lieutenant governor, and you might have a couple other people run. But either way, you're having two big names in Michigan politics go against each other. Now, it shouldn't really matter that much if Benson got the endorsement from everyone, and yeah, she's got endorsements from some state representatives, from a couple state senators, from a former congressman, a couple organizations, but here's a problem. She did not get the endorsement from Gretchen Whitmer, which is a big deal because usually when people like Gretchen Whitmer, who are governors that are term limited, when they stay out of races like this, that usually means they know it's going to be a disaster, it's going to be a shit show, and a bunch of major candidates, they're going to run. That's usually what it means, because if Benson was the only major person that ran, wouldn't she get the endorsement from Gretchen Whitmer? She hasn't. And that's because it sounds like Whitmer's lieutenant governor, he's probably going to run. And at that point, this primary goes from, oh, Benson's a clear front runner, she's going to win the primary easily, she has no real competition, to, oh crap, we have a disaster. Like, we have no clue who's going to win, it's a mess of a primary, it's a disaster. That's why it's a big deal that the lieutenant governor, he might be running. And the fact that Gretchen Whitmer is not endorsed yet, it tells me that she knows that someone major like that is going to run for the seat. Because why else would she not endorse Benson? If no one else is going to run, just endorse her. It's as if she knows that someone like her lieutenant governor is going to run, and that primary becomes 50-50, and she wants to stay the hell out of it. Now, could she endorse someone? Yeah. But right now, it doesn't sound like she's going to endorse anyone. That's why it's a big deal. So, Democrats already are in trouble. Their primary is going to be a disaster, it sounds like. They already got to deal with a major third-party candidate. And now John James, who, by the way, if John James runs, you have a couple people here who are declared or they might run. If John James officially announces, guys, he's going to win the primary. He's going to win the primary, and most of these people, they're probably going to drop out. They're going to get behind him anyways, because the vast majority of people at the Michigan GOP, they like John James. They support him. So, yeah, in this scenario, John James wins a primary easily. So at that point, the Republican Party would be united behind James, but the Democrat Party, they would have a primary that's a disaster, which doesn't usually happen, by the way. Usually, Democrats are united behind a single candidate, while the Republicans, it's usually a mess. Usually it's 15 people that run, they each get like 5% of the vote, and it goes down the wire. Here it's like, oh wait, it's a coin flip for who's going to win the primary. So yeah, the governorship isn't looking good for Democrats at all. But the worst part for Dems is it's not just the gubernatorial election, it's the Senate race. Yeah, that's right. In 2026, Michigan is both a gubernatorial election and a Senate election. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Republicans are in a good position in both of them. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win both of them for sure, but I think Republicans are in a really good position to win both of them. The gubernatorial election makes sense because the Democrat primary looks bad, John James a fairly strong candidate, and Democrats are worried about a major third-party candidate potentially screwing them over. But on top of that, the Senate race might be an even bigger shit show. For those that don't know, Gary Peters, who's been there for like 10, 15 years, he announced his retirement. He said he's not going to run again. He retired from this seat, which came out of nowhere. Like, not a single person thought that Gary Peters was not going to run. Everyone thought that he was going to run one more time and then retire. Like, yeah, he's getting up there in age. But Democrats, they were banking on him running again. But now he's not. And at this point in time, the primary is wide open. It is wide open completely on the Democrat side. But it's clear there is one person that is a front runner as of now. And we have brand new polling to show, yes, this bozo is the front runner, Pete Buttigieg. I cannot believe that Pete Buttigieg is the front runner in Michigan. This guy might be one of the weakest Democrats they could have picked. They could have picked anyone. But it looks like the Democrat Party, and not just the party itself, the voters, they are supporting Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, it looks like Pete Buttigieg is the clear frontrunner to win the primary. The party leadership is behind him, it sounds like. And now, it sounds like the voters themselves, they are backing him. What? You're gonna pick Pete Buttigieg. For starters, he was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Not in Michigan, but Indiana. So already, you got to deal with carpetbagging. This guy just said, oh, screw it, I can't win in Indiana because it's a Republican state. So you know what? I'm going to move north and live in Michigan now. So already, you have to worry about significant carpetbag allegations. And that's a fact. That's already going to hurt him quite a bit. But on top of that, when people think of Pete Buttigieg, they don't think of competence. They don't think of anything good. They think, oh, wait, this guy's an incompetent asshole that has no clue what he's doing, and he was the Secretary of Transportation for 5 years, and everything went to shit under him. But we're gonna pick him to be our senator? It's like, what? Why would any Democrat think this is a good idea? But it sounds like Democrats are saying, yeah, Buttigieg, go ahead, run for the Senate seat. We're going to support you. He's the clear frontrunner. He has the highest favorability of any Democrat running as of now, which part of that is because of name recognition. I get that. But it's clear Democrats in Michigan, they want Pete Buttigieg, who is way weaker than anyone else. I mean, this guy is such a weak candidate that if Mike Rogers runs, which I think he's going to, for those that don't know, Rogers was our candidate in 2024, and he nearly won. He came damn close to winning, and if it wasn't for third-party candidates, he probably would have won the Senate seat. If Mike Rogers runs, and he's probably not going to even have a primary, I mean, if Mike Rogers announces no one's going to run against him, he's going to win that primary easily, and then he's going to probably win the general. That's just because we're talking about Pete Buttigieg, such a weak candidate. It's like, what? There are no positives to elected Pete Buttigieg. There are none. He has shown no electoral strength anywhere outside of South Bend, Indiana, random mayor election, and that's it. He has shown no signs that he can appeal to Republicans, to independents, or even to some Democrats, which is a factor that I don't think enough people are talking about. Because let's be honest, in the state of Michigan, you have a large Muslim population. Let's just be honest. Do you guys really think they're going to vote for Pete Buttigieg? Like, I know that sounds bad, but guys, they're probably not going to vote for him because he's gay. There, I said it. And in Michigan, for the Democrat Party, we saw this in 2024. If you lose the Muslim vote, you are screwed. You cannot win Michigan without the Muslim vote as a Democrat. And do you really think they're going to vote for Buttigieg? I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. I don't think they will. And we saw in 2024, they voted for Trump in large numbers. Now, with what's happening in Gaza, that might change, but they may just not vote. And if these people don't vote for whatever reason, Buttigieg's pathway to victory becomes way more difficult. And I just don't know a single demographic that he appeals to. He does not appeal to moderates. He doesn't appeal to independents, certainly not Republicans. He appeals to the resist liberal Democrat, the white, affluent resist liberal that lives in a suburb. That's it. So basically, you look at places like Lansing, Michigan. You look at places like Grand Rapids. That's who he appeals to. That's the only people that he appeals to at all. That's it. The problem is, in Michigan, you need more. You need working class appeal. You need to run up numbers with minority voters, and I don't see him doing good with any minority group, especially Muslims. So who the hell does he appeal to? Who the hell thinks this is a good idea? The only people that think this is a good idea are, again, the white, affluent, resist liberal. They're the only demographic that thinks this is a good idea. And the problem for Dems is they vote in primaries. Every single one of them, and they all love Pete Buttigieg. Every other demographic hates his guts. But that one demographic that decides primaries, they love him. So good job, Democrats. You're in such a bad situation now. It looks like you're getting stuck with Buttigieg, and you may lose the governorship as well. Congratulations, you played yourselves. Just absolutely brilliant what these idiots have somehow managed to accomplish. Now, again, a lot can change. Mike Rogers may not run, but I think he will. John James is probably going to run. Yikes. If you're the Democrat Party, you're sweating bullets right now. You do not like what you're seeing at all in the state of Michigan. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.